During tough economic times back in the 1930s, the federal government began insuring home loans. It was a way to give a shot in the arm to the then struggling real estate industry, and it gave banks and savings and loans confidence to make more loans on homes, knowing that if the homeowner defaulted on the loan, that the federal government would cover some of those losses, which was a good thing. But the federal agency that administered this program took maps of cities all across the country, and they drew red lines around neighborhoods where African Americans lived. And they forbid the making of loans inside those neighborhoods, considering them too high a risk. This became known as redlining. Now, discrimination against black home buyers wasn't new in the real estate world, but this really took hold and it deepened after this redlining began, and it starved black neighborhoods of investment. It made it hard for black families that already owned a house to get homeowners insurance for it, and it left black families to be preyed upon by absentee landlords. So what this means on the ground is, in the late 1930s, when my grandparents bought their first house, and in the late 1950s, when my own parents bought their first house, redlining was law. And so my family got benefits that were being systematically withheld from black families. And it's important to understand what this means. In the 20th century, the number one way people built wealth in America was through home ownership. And they built that wealth one monthly payment at a time. And as that wealth accrued, they could use that money to put their kids through college or to start a business. And when they died, that money was handed down to the next generation. It wasn't until I was 8 years old that redlining was outlawed. And sociological research since that time and a recent study done by the National Association of Realtors demonstrated that some forms of discrimination still take place in the real estate industry, though it's quiet and informal now. But this is why I make this pledge, that in my real estate business, I will not discriminate against anyone based on their race, their religion, their ethnic background, or their gender identity.